Many blessings, brothers and sisters. Hello out there. I hope you all are doing so well. Didn't have a chance to do my practice this morning, so I thought that I would share a little bit of it with you. Miguel and I love to do nostril breathing, alternative nostril breathing. And as always, sound is always a great way to transmute any energies of not feeling comfortable or feeling uncomfortable. And every time I press play on this Facebook Live, I'm extremely uncomfortable, but I also am very comfortable at the same time. So anyways, hello to you wherever you are in the world. This video is for all of my brothers and sisters, and it is exciting to share with you today because I truly feel that I am 100% able to show up with you on this video and share a first-time mother's experience of being pregnant for 33 weeks. And what wisdom comes from that is beyond. And I'm excited to share with you guys. I'm excited to be in the pregnancy portal with you for 33 days, for 33 minutes. And sharing with you whatever comes to my heart. And, you know, I have done a hi, Golfie, love you, baby. Give thanks to all my sisters here in Stockholm. Wow, I am so blown away at the support that I have here in Sweden and my conscious sisters showing up in circle for me and really supporting me in this time. I am so happy to be here. And today in the pregnancy portal, I am feeling really good. You know, I didn't have a chance to do my practice this morning, which really helps me be grounded and be focused and to stay centered. I didn't have a chance to do that today, so I was excited to press, play today and to really show you an energetic practice that is one of my absolute favorites, which is alternative nostril breathing. This is a technique that has been introduced to me since meeting Miguel, and we do it every day. And what I've realized, and this is for any person, not just being pregnant, I just have a lot of hormones that I have to work with, but this alternative nostril breathing is really clearing neural pathways in the brain. I mean, I have the psychic capacity to see the energy around my body and the energy moving in these channels. And what alternative nostril breathing does for me is far beyond any other practice that I have played with. And so highly recommend you guys to look into that. And I'm thinking that maybe at the beginning of these videos, I will either do alternative nostril breathing so you can join in with me, or share something else that I would like to share. And so anyways, I'll go ahead and get started. Yesterday seemed pretty easy to share for 33 minutes, but as I was going through my list of videos that I've built to share with you guys, some of them are very simple and some of them are very complex, so sharing for 33 minutes around a simple topic might be challenging, but I think it's really just going to be a good starting point. And I'll be, putting on the pregnancy portal #2, cultivating energetic awareness, and letting you guys know what the topics of these videos will be. But I'm sure, as you know, they will be vast, and I will just allow my channel to be open and to really share as two, not just as one, and as 3 or 4, as a team, because I am assisted by guides and angels who also want to share with you. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I got so much amazing feedback off of yesterday's video, and that's really what it's all about. This weekend we had a housewarming party for all of our sweet friends here in Stockholm, and everyone came, and we had this amazing circle, and we had this sharing. And one of the things that came up was really truly being reflected and to be supported by each other. And a lot of times when someone shares, we have an opinion, we have thoughts, we have to be seen and we have to be heard, but that really wasn't the point of the sharing. And that's not the point of this sharing either. I don't need to be validated by anyone. I just need to be heard. And I feel called to share. So really, I just need you to be a reflection. And many times when our brothers and sisters choose to share with us, they're really just looking for a reflection. They want silence, they want stillness, they want someone to recognize and see and hear them. And that's what a lot of this pregnancy has been, is just really sharing one-on-one with brothers and sisters and friends and family that come through, and really just wanting to be heard, not necessarily wanting feedback or wanting advice, but to just be seen. And so I encourage you that if you follow me throughout the the pregnancy portal, that you just support me and leave comments that are supportive and loving and that encourage me to continue sharing, because this is really what it's all about, to continue sharing and to allow people to have their opinions and their thoughts without being set off or triggered or emotional around them. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for all of the amazing sisters who reached out to me yesterday with their pregnancy stories of trauma and things that they've been through. I really feel I'm here for the collective. I'm not here to, I guess it's kind of, I am here to be heard, but I'm not here to be heard. I'm here to share and inspire. And to share and inspire you fills my cup beyond. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing these videos. Before I get into cultivating energetic awareness, I want to say that Miguel and I have launched a You Caring, it's kind of like a GoFundMe celebration, as I like to call it. And we're really calling in the tribe to help support us financially through this conscious birth that we're choosing. And it's very easy to go with the system sometimes, and it's very easy to say yes to things that are handed to us, but those things that are handed to us, or those gifts that are handed to us, are not always in our best interest. And so Miguel and I have really created a path that is specific to what the baby wants, and to what I want, to what my higher self wants, and to what I feel is the path of abundance and excitement and joy. And you know, we've been traveling for such a long time, and we had no idea that we were coming here to Stockholm. And so there are a lot of things that have caught us unexpectedly, and we just love you guys so much and know that the universe wants to support us, and it wants to support you too. This is like a universal law, you know, that you are totally and completely supported 1,000,000%, that energy is always channeling through you, and that it's really just our job to receive and open to that energy, whatever energy it is that you need in that moment. So thank you so much to Summer and to Emma and to a few other friends who have already contributed. It could seriously be whatever it wants to be. We have just opened up a door, opened up a channel to allow Spirit to pour its love into our family. And I'm just beyond gratitude for all of you who choose to contribute. And also know that if anyone was to ever, I personally know that if anyone was to reflect this kind of journey to me, that I would want to help and that I would want you to reach out. So I feel comfortable and I feel courageous and excited in putting this out there and really choosing to be seen and supported by those who love me the most. So thank you for being here. Hello, Maria and Leo. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Julie. Only 2 people on now, but you know, I encourage you guys to come back and listen to the videos. Just play it in the background, even if you're just receiving the energetic codes that are being shared with you right now. One thing that Miguel and I like to say is that I really don't need to say anything at all. I could just sit here and play my flute or sing or just look at you or just meditate, and there are codes and energies that are being shared that are allowing your being to truly upgrade. And in my sharing, my being is upgrading, because that's what I'm here to do on this planet. Doesn't matter if it's sharing peace or sharing my journey or the purity portal or the pregnancy portal or whatever life chooses to unfold. All that matters is that I'm sharing, and every video, every word, every moment, every bit of space that I hold helps me upgrade, helps me choose to be standing in my higher self. And it sets an example for you guys to do the same. So thank you for reflecting me, and thank you for being here. It's so easy to get to talking and to really just let this channel open and to just really share so vulnerably and authentically with you that I have to remember to also take some silence for myself. We learned this weekend at Helen Light's sister circle that, a practice of one eye out and one eye in, which I love. And the thought and idea is that we have one eye looking out externally and one eye looking in internally at myself, being present with what are my needs. What do I want to share with myself? Not what do you want to hear? Because really that just kind of doesn't set me up for an authentic sharing. So with one eye in and one eye out, I set the intention for this video to really touch your heart and all hearts, for this video to be grounded, for this video to be open and expansive, for my words to touch you in places in your heart that are dark and dormant, places in your heart that haven't been touched ever, to awaken your DNA, to awaken parts of your brain and percentages of your capacity that aren't being used. And really in this sharing, my intention is the baby is stirring right now because we're sharing together. These codes and energies that I'm sharing with you right now are not just mine. They're really collective. And the more I do it, the more excited I get, the more the baby gets excited, and the more I hope you get to receive and be uplifted in this lifetime on this beautiful path. 2018 is going to be a powerful year, is a powerful year of expansion. And it's really calling all of us in to choose the light, to choose our higher selves, to choose purity portals, and to choose our intuition, and really harnessing that part of us that has been suppressed throughout the generations, and really calling in our guides for support and calling in our higher self to show us the way. And so I pray, and it is my intention that I can reflect you and your higher self, and that all of my words will sit easily on your heart with joy and love and acceptance. So taking a breath for myself, and exhaling out any tension I have in my body. I am so blessed to be here to share with you. Giving thanks to Facebook. There's been a lot of tension around Facebook, like nobody knew that Facebook was surveilling us. Come on, guys. Like, we've known this from the very beginning. If you've got cameras on your phone and you're using technology, you're being watched, and really, it's really your energy of what you choose to do with that knowledge that is important, not the fact that Facebook is surveilling everyone and everyone's upset and wants to be angry. No, turn your phone off. Turn your laptop off. Turn your Wi-Fi off. Really choose to unplug more, so there are more times in your life that you're not being watched and listened to than times that you are. If you're constantly have your phone in front of your face all day, every day, well, then you're asking for it, silly. And, there's no reason to be upset about it, because truly during this time split, and reality really choosing to unfold in so many multidimensional ways, this is just part of it, guys. As the light in me rises and is reflected in you, the darkness also rises and is fueled. And there's a sense of the powers that be really trying to constrict us, but they're not winning. Hello? The light is winning. We are bright. We are strong. Conscious, amazingly beautiful bird tribe children are being born onto this planet right now that can't be touched by 5G, that can't be touched by the frequencies of evil. And so we will prevail. And it's really just our job to show up, and to show up in the most authentic and intuitive way that we know how. Because there is no right, wrong, good, and bad on this planet. There is evil, there is light, and it is what it is. And it's really just our job to create a reality, to have a mindset, and to have practices that support our highest expression. And, I could go on and on about these things, but what I wanted to say with that is thank you, Facebook. Thank you for being an avenue, an outlet that I can choose to press play and be seen by brothers and sisters who are ready to do the work. We are not hiding in the shadows anymore. The light workers are transmuting their shit, and now we are light warriors. We are standing in the light, we're choosing to be seen, and we're speaking up. And I have goosebumps all over my body right now because it's the truth. I am one of many, 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 many awakenedly conscious beings who are choosing to share at this time. And some of them have millions of views, and some of them are doing private one-on-one sessions. So I want to encourage you, if you've made it to this part of the video, to share your light. Don't back down. Don't be a doormat. Don't be afraid of what your family will think. Shine bright. Unapologetically live your life and choose to be who you know you are. Innately, we all have the ability to see this one eye in and to see our true authentic self. That is the path of the human, is the rediscovery of our highest capacity. And again, I need to get back to pregnancy portal, but this is part of it, you know, it's like me really choosing a different path for my lineage, for the lineage of beings that I come from. Really choosing unity consciousness and planting these seeds inside of my child, inside of the new reality that I am choosing to birth. You know, there is such what do I want to say? There's an entire lifetime that is happening for this child. And I'm going to call her Lyra. If this baby pops out a boy, we'll call him something else. But I really feel like it's a girl. And I really feel like her energy really wants to be acknowledged as Lyra. That name came in for me. It isn't something I chose. And so I want to say that Lyra really wants to be seen and heard now. There's a consciousness stirring inside of me that wants to be seen and expressed, and I am that outlet. And we have no idea what happens from even before conception. I knew I was going to get pregnant. You know, I knew this energy came to me before I conceived. Through plant medicine and through my dreams, I knew that I was going to conceive a special soul. And so it's really my job as a mother and as a space holder to really trust my intuition and to really trust the guidance that's coming through, whether it's mine, whether it's the baby's, whether it's my guides, whether it's the collective and what it needs. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I express it and that I honor it. And so we have no idea what this child is experiencing for 9 months. We don't remember. We have no clue. We can make up stories. We can guess, but we don't know. And what I have gathered over the last 9 months is what's happening for this child. And really this line of communication, which was much more sensitive in the beginning than it is now, when the child was more, when Lyra was smaller, it was much easier to receive what her energies than now, which is so interesting. But the purification process that I've gone through has really gotten me into alignment with my intuition and trusting myself as a mother and as a highly evolved being. And so these last 9 months have been so magical, and it's really asked me to cultivate a sense of knowing about what's going on, and not needing to read a book to figure it out or asking someone else, even though those are all parts of my emotional and spiritual and my knowledge, you know, my development. It's really been about like going inside and getting these transmissions and these codes and this knowledge from Lyra. And so one of the many things that I have learned from her is that I had and have to cultivate energetic awareness. And energetic awareness is part of the purity portal. But now that I'm pregnant, it's like the whole next level of like what energetic awareness really is and how I can cultivate that on many levels, multidimensionally, for all expressions of my being. And cultivating energetic awareness is literally just being in touch with the systems of energy that are playing at all times, you know, and I don't know if that's the definition, but it's what comes out right now. And cultivating energetic awareness with the child is really, what does the child need? What does my body need? What does my vessel require? What is my emotional status? What is my physical status? Like, what are the statuses of all these energies playing together? And cultivating energetic awareness allows me to really show up for her in a way that I couldn't if I chose to be ignorant to the fact that there is energy here playing at all times, that every piece of food I choose to eat, the time of day that I choose to eat, the thoughts that I'm thinking, all of the imprints that have been imprinted upon me around pregnancy throughout my lifetime, and the lineage of women that I come from that have also imprinted me. How do these affect me? How does it affect Lyra? How do these emotions, how does my emotional standpoint, my thoughts, my judgment affect her? And it's really been quite transformational on a spiritual level for just my growth as a human, and not as a mother or into motherhood, but just as a being, you know, because you don't think about these things until you're in that situation. And so cultivating energetic awareness for me really started before pregnancy. Being an energy worker and a healer, energy is just kind of my language, and I really feel more than I see and think. So it's really deeply ingrained into me, and how exciting, because I know that my energetic frequency also brings in a being and the capacity, right? What I will do in this lifetime brings in a being that is equal to that. And, you know, I was born into a family that I would say, and you know, I'm not here to hurt any feelings, but I am here to be super authentic and transparent. And the truth is that many of us come from traumatic homes, homes that are full of violence and pain. And I want to say to you that if you didn't have a perfect childhood, well, number one, you're not alone. And you're probably a collective healer, because we have come to this planet during this time to cultivate a new way. And bird tribe status we will be, and we are evolving at a rate now that we can just be honest and authentic about our wounds and our pain, and we can also reflect each other and say, you are not those. You are not your wounds. You are not your mother. You are not your father and all your part personalities. And what you choose to do in this moment is really the breaking point for your entire life to explode. So stop listening to your brain, stop listening to your ego, and really start getting more heart-centered and cultivating energetic awareness around how you can be more the highest version of yourselves than not. And so I came from a very painful family, and although I have done a lot of work, I like to say we a lot because I'm a collective, you know, worker, but the truth is that I have done a lot of work in this lifetime. I have sat through hours and hours and hours of psychotherapy and gone through all of the programs and all of the self-work. I have done these things. And it's important for all of us to choose to be an I in that sense, and know that when we choose to do our work, we are doing it collectively. For every daughter, for every mother, I am clearing an entire lineage of pain when I choose not to do a hospital birth, because I know that my child wants to be born in a beautiful and harmonious setting, and that is not it. And no matter what I have to do, I will take every step necessary that is in my control to get to a place where my child can be born into peace and joy, love and light. And so here we are, cultivating energetic awareness. And you know, this video might go over 33 minutes today, and I don't really care, because once things open, it's extremely important to stay in it, to stay. What does it even mean to stay? To not stray away, to not get sidetracked, to not numb yourself out with something that doesn't allow you to be in those energies, whether they're exciting or whether they're upsetting. Energies need to process. And if we're constantly if these energies are getting activated and we're constantly moving away from them so that we can be more comfortable, you're really just you're in a rat wheel. And it's really important for us to just stay and really be and really see ourselves and really choose to stay. you know, and cultivating energetic awareness, it goes far beyond being a mother. And if I can inspire you today to start having awareness, to start cultivating awareness around the energy that is created with all of your experiences, right? Someone comes to you and tells you a story, and immediately you have a story on top of that without acknowledging and appreciating them. There's a negative that happens there. Or you go out to the bar on Friday and you drink a few drinks and you get saucy and it's nice, it's fun, but then the next day you wake up and you don't do your practice, you don't do all the things that you knew you need to do. There's a negative there. Having energetic awareness around what energy your actions create. What energy do your actions create? And being a mother and having energetic awareness, I would say start with food. Our culture has so much energy to clear around food and eating, that being a mother and being pregnant, not even being a mother yet, but being pregnant, this is a great time to have more energetic awareness around the food that you're eating and your choices of, not even your choices, but just your awareness of like, how do I eat? What do I eat? How often do I eat? What is the energy of the food that I'm eating? Okay, it's not organic. What does it mean to be organic? Why would I need my food to be organic? How does the food that I'm eating influence the child? Am I eating foods that inflame my body, that cause inflammation in my joints, that make me hurt? A lot of pregnancy boards that I'm on, a lot of the women are experiencing so much trouble, you know, so much trouble, whether it's like you've gained 40 pounds or you've got just all kinds of issues. I'm not even going to go into it, but a lot of this can be created by the food that you're eating early on in your pregnancy, in the space that you're not holding. If you're eating a lot of sugar and you're eating a lot of meat, you've got to think you have to get your protein. No, you can get your protein from so many sources. Meat causes inflammation. And not only that, I personally have been on the vegetarian vegan path for a very long time, and that was part of my spiritual awakening, to choose my higher self and to choose the 5D light body. That was really important to me, to not be eating the consciousness of another animal that's not being treated well. And when you choose to eat a cow, a steak, a burger, you are eating the consciousness of the DNA, the codes and frequencies of that animal. And there are many different beliefs and realities, and they're all accurate and true. But the truth of the matter is that your body does have to process the fact that that cow was processed in a place that was not full of joy and happiness. And those are not the codes and frequencies that you want to place into your baby. And so you really want to just honor, not even honor, you really want to get real about how your actions are affecting the growth of this child. Early on in the pregnancy, that Lyra told me, don't worry about the food you eat. I am less affected by the food you eat and more affected by your energetic exchange with me. I am pulling in source energy through your belly button all day, every day. I am fully fed. That was the message, and it was very clear. And so it really helped me kind of like take myself off the hook around, oh man, I had too much chocolate, or I ate too much, or I probably shouldn't have eaten that. That wasn't organic. These thoughts have energetic imprints on the child, which are important to understand, realize, see, and cultivate new thought patterns. And while we're talking about thought patterns, I want to say that it's during this pregnancy, I have realized so much, all of the thoughts and seeds that have been planted into my brain that aren't true. You know, one of the most simple and light examples is that I thought I was going to eat a ton of food. I thought that I was going to be able to eat whatever I wanted, that the baby was just going to need so much food, nom, 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 nom. I love to eat. It's fantastic. I can't wait to be pregnant so I can just eat a ridiculous capacity of food. And it has been quite the opposite. Not only have I been nauseous for most of the pregnancy, which is beautiful, but I haven't been able to eat very much. If I even wandered even slightly off the path of what my body and what the baby wanted and required, I was throwing up. And so a certain sense of energetic awareness around food and what really listening intuitively to, Okay, the baby wants a burger right now, or a piece of meat. Okay, what is it really truly lacking? What in this piece of meat does my brain is triggering me to eat this? Do I really want that, or do I really need something else? And really just diving in and really asking the questions instead of just being at the whim of my mind. We all know the mind is wild and crazy and all over the place. So most of the time, if you haven't cultivated your mind with the spiritual practice, it's probably not true. And you can probably question yourself most of the time. I'm not even going to put a percentage on it, but we can question our mind and what it comes up in it quite often. And so my recommendation for eating is to really, really stay on a strict path, you know, because cultivating energetic awareness with your food is the first step in pregnancy for cultivating energetic awareness. And I would say even in the purity portal, for those of you who aren't pregnant and don't plan on being pregnant, you can enter in the same sense of time where you're really holding a special container of true intention. You know, for Miguel and I, it was like no gluten, no animal products, no eggs. I eat eggs now during the pregnancy because my body wants them every few months, but it's still not every day because they cause inflammation. And so really having knowledge about your food, where it comes from, and what kind of energetic exchange it's having with your body is super important. So I encourage you all to start a purity portal. Get more real about where your food is coming from and the energetic imprints that it has. If you're buying organic meat, is it really organic? Where is it coming from? Is it grass-fed? When you say grass-fed eggs, does that mean organic? No. And it doesn't even mean that the chickens are actually happy. You know, if you guys could feel a body that has been fed high vibe food, and the best time in my life that I have ever felt is when I was eating raw food. When I was in Costa Rica and eating fruits and vegetables every single day, and those were the codes and frequencies that I was experiencing, I never felt better. Really, I never felt better, and I don't even feel as good now as I felt then. And so that really is what I feel we're working towards. And that doesn't mean that you can't have some cooked food. It's really about what your intuition and what your body, what your higher self are calling for at this time. And so during the pregnancy, I have eaten very little meat. And when I do eat meat, it's because there's an extremely strong pull towards eating meat. And I feel fantastic, you guys. And not only do I feel fantastic, but I want to add that the nausea during this pregnancy has really been beyond food. First of all, I've been nauseous my whole friggin' life. I've had nausea in the car, in the plane, you know, so it's only natural that that's probably the karma I'm going to experience during a pregnancy, is to be one of those women who have experienced nausea to a ridiculous degree most of the pregnancy. And I'm so blessed that now these last couple months, I'm not experiencing the nausea as much, unless I, again, alter off my path of what my higher self and what Lyra needs, then I am purging. And, you know, with that being said, purging doesn't have to be such a big deal. You know, like everybody's like, throwing up is so horrible. And, you know, what I found when I was purging for, 2 months straight at Sacred Mountain Lodge on top of a mountain full of quartz crystal, number one, that was probably the energetic exchange I was having with the mountain and the purification that needed to happen within the tribe, and the influences of the medicine work that was going on there on my body. I wasn't sitting with medicine, but just the energies and how they're influencing me was very apparent, but I really felt next level, you guys. I was up every morning at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is one of the most powerful times of the day that a woman and any being can, but specifically a woman, it's the womb. It's the time of the day that's the most feminine. It's darkness, it's stillness, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. I remember one time, and I'll share this story a little later. Hi, Amen. Thank you for joining, brother. Hey, Janet, Sabrina, Michael, Julie, love you all. When I was at Sacred Mountain, we stayed in the teepee for the first, week or so that we were there. And I was throwing up every morning, and you can't throw up in a teepee, and there's no toilet or bathroom to go to. So I was throwing up outside on the mountain, on top of quartz crystals, a starry sky above my head, all the way up at the top of a mountain, the starry city beneath us. I mean, it was the most beautiful experience of being nauseous, and I couldn't even be upset. I felt like it was really my contribution, the baby's like integration with the mountain and what really needed to happen. And so I woke with ease. I woke with peace. And I chose to be present with that. And I chose to purge for spirit, for the purification of mankind. When a woman is pregnant, she can choose to birth whatever kind of reality she wants. You can choose to birth the same reality that your mother birthed and her mother birthed, or you can choose to birth a new reality. And for me, I'm choosing to birth 1,000 years of peace. This child has been imprinted every single day with 1,000 years of peace. With my songs, I sing all of the time. I play my flute. I hold space for the baby. I use my hands to energetically grow the child, to put energy into my womb every day. And that doesn't mean that I physically am feeling well, but it's the ego that tells you need to be feeling well. I showed up, and that is really all that matters. And as a result, this child will live a very high vibe life, and being birthed into 1,000 years of peace is beyond. I don't know how many children on the planet were grown for 9 months, these sacred seeds being planted into them very consciously, but it's going to start happening more and more and more. And the more that we do it, the more we can really also be examples for our family. For those of you who come from traumatic pasts, or for those of you who have pain and trauma and are really overridden often by your pain bodies and by the painful experiences of your path, it's not necessary to go back and uproot it all and to feel like shit for the rest of your life. No, be present with that pain and know that it's not yours. Choose to transmute it in whatever way your higher self says you need to. And if you're a mother, don't plant those seeds into your child. There are so many seeds from my family I have chosen deliberately not to plant. And it's for my family. It's for my mother, for my father, for my brothers, and for my sisters, for my tribe. My papa just joined. Hey, Dad, I love you so much. What a great time to come on. Because when a child is born, this is not something I read in a book, but something I energetically received. When a child is born, it purifies the mother by pulling all of her crap, all of her seeds, all of her traumas. It purifies the mother, pulls everything out, and then that is born. And if the mother chooses to energetically plant new seeds and to do her work, this pregnancy has been challenging. I have gone through more moments of crying than laughter, but it's crying because the world wants to change through me. It's crying for my family. It's crying for my dad. It's crying for the people on the planet who have gone through the things that I've gone through. It's crying for this child who will never experience those things. It's crying for a world that is hurting. And the choice to process those energies is far beyond planting any seeds, because you're like, well, that must have been very traumatic, you processing those energies. No, it was very consciously done. And if you can do that, you're really going far beyond the energetic state of planting seeds into the child. And so with that being said, I want to also mention, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, is that this being inside of my belly is a master, and it is not a 3D human yet. It is growing a 3D body, but it has a 5D consciousness. And so it is not restricted by time, and it is not restricted by right, wrong, good, and bad. And that your child is actually, your masterful child is actually orchestrating its own experience and choosing its own experience. It chose you. My child chose me and Miguel to be its parents. I chose my parents because I chose to come onto this planet and energetically reset the lineage that I come from. I am the medicine for my entire family. You are the medicine for your entire family. And this child in my belly that's growing right now is the medicine. Is the medicine for the past, present, future, and it is a master doing work on levels I cannot comprehend fully, but that I can open to and try to consciously understand and share with you. So the biggest part of this video is be aware of the energies that you're exchanging with your child. Be aware of the stories that are coming in, the energies that you're allowing. Throughout this pregnancy, I've watched a few violent movies, and after, not violent, oh no, violent, you know, like I can't even tell you what movies, but I've watched a few violent movies, and after I watch them, I'm like, man, that's probably not the codes that I want to implant into my child, so I'm not going to do that again. So it's not about like, oh no, I planted some codes and now the child's going to be messed up. No, it's a 5D being. It's really co-creating with you more than you understand and realize, than we understand and realize. And so it's really about learning from your mistakes and choosing to make better decisions and choosing to be the highest version of yourself that you know how. Brothers and sisters, tribes of all kind, this is a shout out to all beings who are wanting to create a new reality for the children coming in at this time. And not only do we not need to do anything because these children are brilliant and are going to create a reality of their own, this is for us. They are our medicine. This is my medicine. This pregnancy has been the most transformative experience of my life. And I want to share it with you so that you will pass these seeds on, so that you will pass these videos on, so that you will inspire mothers and fathers to really consciously choose to grow a child, consciously choose to birth a new reality, birth 1,000 years of peace, birth whatever the child wants to birth. This child chose 1,000 years of peace. Chose to be mine, chose to be on this path with Miguel and I so that we can all three be the triad, the light pillars of a new world. A new world is being born. And not only is it being born just naturally through the evolving of mankind, but it's being born through conscious choice of every woman who chooses to have or chooses to create the birth experience that is right for her. I love you all deeply, and you know, it's 44 minutes, so I guess I'll keep going until 44:44, because that's really how I like to play. I love to play with the universe. I love magic. I am a magician, and I create my own reality, and I really appreciate numbers and the alignment that they make me feel like I'm in. You know, and if all of this, I used to say when I was a really strong Christian, I used to say, like, well, believing in God, like, if it's not true, I won't know when I die. And if it is true, I will know. So might as well believe. And this is the truth with now. We can choose whatever reality we want for our children. And it's really just a conscious choice of doing so and choosing to believe in these thoughts that I have shared with you today. And as a sister pointed out yesterday, this is my experience. And sometimes I get a little Scorpio, I get a little wild, and maybe I get a little too intense. And I hope that all of my sharings will really land easily on you and your friends and the tribe around me, because I am not here to step on any toes. I am here to share with you my birth experience that has totally enlivened and enriched my life, that this child being born is extremely special, and that I choose to co-create in this universe in a way that supports all beings. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you for showing up. Thank you for reflecting me and for allowing me to be here today. It's already 45 minutes, so I guess we're not going with numbers. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Again, the You Caring website, or youcaring.com, is the website that we're using. It's like a GoFundMe. If you appreciate this video and you would like to support us in our birth, thank you so much for your contributions. I also have been making these peace portals for a pretty long time, thanks to a really sweet friend This is my amethyst chevron that I recently wrapped, super special piece. And honestly, right now I'm only selling them in Stockholm, the Stockholm brothers and sisters. So if you're interested in having your portal and to being a part of our path and the sacredness that we're creating, please get a portal. Also, this Friday, Miguel and I are holding Sacred Space, a primordial sound circle, where we'll help you really tap in to the unexpressed versions of yourself or the unexpressed version of yourself. And I really feel that Sweden really needs this. Out of everywhere that I've been in the world, the collective trauma around speaking your truth in Sweden is so deep. And I'm so grateful and honored to be here to share my medicine with Sweden, to be here and to be with Miguel, my divine counterpart and masculine reflection in this lifetime, because together we really are sharing medicine that I have never experienced before in another being. So I love you. Thank you for reflecting us. Thank you for supporting us. I pray that your day and that your life is truly unfolding in the way that you want it to. And if it's not, it's time for you to take charge and really choose to have energetic awareness around how your actions are cultivating the life that you are not in alignment with, and how to shift those actions to create a life that you are in alignment with. I love you. Be well. Thank you. And have a wonderful day. Yes, please.